Namaste, Namaskar, and good morning. Welcome to virtual class of class 9 compulsory English. I am Dr. Chandeshwar Yadav. Dear all students and the listener and viewer, today I am before you to support you with virtual class because you all know that during this present time it is not possible to meet with you in real classroom because of COVID-19 and its effect on our life. And as you all know, now the situation is very adverse situation, very tough situation, tough time it is. In such situation, it is even impossible to conduct a real class at your school. That's why even the government of Nepal has decided to conduct virtual class with the help of either through radio or through television or through YouTube and social media. That's why from today I am going to start this virtual class with the coordination of local government and this radio Janakp. So it is our first day. That's why today in this video I will only talk about curriculum of class 9 English, that what are the things, what are the items, what are the topics, and how question will be asked in your examination about that thing. Today we will talk. So dear student, today class is totally introductory class. That's why it is better to understand what is the syllabus, what is the curriculum, and how questions are patterned or how question will be designed in your class or in compulsory English class 9. So dear student, let's try to understand about its class. So as I hope you know that compulsory English course of class 9 covers 100 marks. As you can see here, compulsory English course carry 100 marks, or in your final examination 100 marks question will be asked. And as you all know that this English is compulsory English, and with compulsory English even other compulsory subjects are there. Among those compulsory subjects, English is also one of the compulsory subject. And so in this compulsory English course, the 100-mark course, this one is there, where 75% course of compulsory English will be theoretical course, and remaining 25% course is of practical test. It means in your final examination, overall 100 marks question will be there. Among them, 75% question will be theoretical question, will be written question, whereas 25% per course will be tested on the basis of oral test that we call practical test. In this way, this compulsory English course, which is of 100 marks, can be tested in your final examination. And as I have said you, that even on the screen you can see, so out of total 100 marks, 25 marks or 25% marks is allocated for listening and speaking skill. 25% marks is allocated for listening and speaking skill, which are tested conducting practical test. As I have said you, that 25% course or 25% test is allocated for listening and speaking. Likewise, even 40% marks is allocated for reading skill, and 35% mark is allocated for writing skill. In this way, 100 marks question will be there, 100 marks test will be there. And dear student, I even suppose that you people also know that any language has 4 language skills, and those 4 language skills are listening, speaking, reading and writing. So listening skill should be there, speaking skill should be there, reading skill should be there, and writing skill also should be there. So as this English is one of the compulsory subject, one of the language, that's why here you should study, you should know all these 4 skills. And as just I have said you, that listening is also one of the skill of learning language. In the same way, speaking is another skill of learning language, reading is also a skill of learning language, and writing is also one of the skill of learning language. So out of these 4 language skill, or whenever you are competent in these 4 language skill, you will be able to understand, you will able to use English language. So even in this grade 9, you should know about these four language skill, and you should develop these 4 language skill. That's why even at the end of the session, at the end of your academic year, all these 4 language skill will be tested. So while talking about these 4 language skill, even I have said you earlier and again I am repeating here. So listening skill is of 10 marks, or 10 marks listening skill will be there. In the same way, a speaking skill will also be tested, and a speaking skill covers 15 marks, and these both listening and speaking will be taught orally, and they will be even tested in the practical way. That's why both listening skill and speaking skill is of 15 marks. Now, even as you know that, and as I have said you, that reading and writing skill are also one of the important skill of language. That's why even in your class 9 or grade 9 English, your reading skill will be developed by teaching you different type of reading passage. And so here this reading skill covers 40 marks, and writing skill cover 35 marks. So altogether reading and writing covers 75 marks. And as I have said you that reading and writing, they are tested in written form or theoretical form. So this is about marking pattern of your compulsory English. And even I hope that you know the core course of, or the core aim of this compulsory English course grade 9 is to develop your all 4 language skill, either that is listening skill or a speaking skill or reading skill or writing skill. The core aim of, or the main aim of this course is to develop your 4 language skill, dear students. And so now I'm talking about the question pattern, that how question will be designed or how question is asked in your final examination. So first let's talk about this listening skill. So whenever talking about listening skill, then you are said to, or you are given opportunity to listen variety of text or variety of listening script will be presented before you, and you are said to listen it. And at the time of listening such listening script, you should complete some exercises. And so to test listening skill, different types of test items are there. For example, multiple choice question will be asked. On the one hand, listening script will be played before you, and by listening such script you should complete the question, like multiple choice questions will be there, fill in the gaps type of question will be there, ordering type of question will be there, matching type of question will be there, and sometime short answer question will also be asked in listening test. So even at your examination such type of question will be there, and whenever even at your school your English teacher will surely provides you opportunity to develop your listening skill by presenting, playing varieties of listening script. And I hope you will have to, or you will surely do practice of listening skill. And here in this listening skill, total number of test item will be 10, or 10 question will be asked in your final examination whenever your listening test will be conducted. And each item or each question covers 1 marks, and uh, total time will provided for you for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So 20 minutes time will be allocated for you for listening test whenever uh, final examination will be there. In the same way, now let's talk about uh, a speaking test. And as I have said you, even a speaking test that covers 15 marks, where its main purpose is to develop your pronunciation, stress and intonation, fluency, accuracy, uh, clarity of expression, a language function, use of discourse markers, and many more uh, should be developed with the help of a speaking test and a speaking teaching. So, whenever talking about this a speaking test and a speaking development in your final examination, general interview type of question will be asked, or you are asked to you are interviewed, and at that time even 3 questions will be asked, and these 3 questions will be of 3 marks. So general interview type of question will be also asked, and your teacher will also make you develop this type of or your listening skill and speaking skill. In the same way, you are also said to describe pictures, or describing type of what describing pictures type of question will also be asked, and it is better to do practice even at your home. Whenever any maps are there, any pictures are there, then it is better to describe them, and which will surely develop your uh, speaking skill. And this covers 4 marks. Even another type of question will be also asked, or also you should practice with cute situation, or any particular situation will be given to you, and you are said to speak about such thing or such situation. So this is cute situation, and this cute situation is of 4 marks. And at the same time, another is speaking on a given topic. So sometime what has happened is that you are given a particular topic, and you are said to describe the topic, or describing the topic is also a type of question, a type of item that will be asked in your examination. That's why even if it is possible, try to speak even at your home at on any topic, and this speaking on a given topic covers 4 marks. In this way, and time for that is 10 to 15 minutes, dear student. So this is about a speaking test. Now let's talk about uh, reading test, or what type of question and what type of course you should read about a speaking test. And such a speaking test, as just I have talked about a speaking test, now I am going to talk about a reading skill. And reading skill, or a reading type of a reading skill is taught to you to develop your reading comprehension. And to develop your reading comprehension, even varieties of uh, items are presented in your book. And so as I hope that you have a book, this compulsory English book, and in this compulsory English book you might have seen variety of reading items are there. or reading text are there, and from those reading text, two scene text will be asked in your final examination. To scene text, it means whatever essays are there, whatever poems are there, whatever stories are there, from such a story you are said to answer them. And such reading test and reading skill will be developed by. So, dear student, as just we talked that reading skill covers 40 marks, and to develop this reading skill, variety of reading items are given, and as we have studied that to seen text will be tested and to unseen text will be there. Seen text is of from our books, and to unseen text is from outside which we haven't seen. So in this way we should develop our reading skill, and our reading skill will be tested at the end of the academic years. Now I'm talking about this writing skill, and as I have said you, talking about writing skill, even 35 marks question will be designed or asked for writing skill. And to develop your writing skill, even in your book, variety of guided type of writings are given there. Writing type of questions are given there with some clues, some hints are given, and out of hints we are said to write. And in the same way, in your final examination, even guided type of writing will be there. So guided type of writing, first guided type of writing covers 5 marks, where you are write about, or you should write about direction, instruction, obligation, sometime prohibition, poster, etc. type of writing you should do, or you should do that thing. Even another is again guided writing, that also covers 5 marks, or guided writing second. So this guided writing second also covers 5 marks, and here you are said to interpret the chart, sometime graph, sometime table, sometime list, sometime pictures. In the same way, sometime even a skeleton of the short stories are given, and whenever a skeleton of short stories are given, you should write the story, or you should complete the story out of given clues. At other time, sometime you are said to write thanksgiving, given to write thanksgiving letter, or letter writing can also be asked. So this is about uh, guided writing. And even free writing type of question is also there. So free writing type first. So free writing is a type of writing where you should write and write, where no any option, no any hints is given, only you are said to write. So here free writing type first covers 6 marks. Here you should said to write a dialogue or a paragraph on personal experience. Sometime you are said to write a story. So this is about writing free writing type first. Even free writing type second is also there. So free writing type second, which covers 8 marks, and here again you are sometime said to write a letter, sometime said to write email, sometime essays, sometime newspaper article, and sometime a review on film or movie or book, sometime leaflet, etc. type of question will be asked to you to write about. And whenever answering this question, it is better to practice or you should answer them from 150 to 200 words, or your answer will be not less than 150, and even the maximum the number of words in your answer will be 200 words. So in this way your writing skill will be developed, and your writing skill will be tested. So dear student, this is about the pattern of reading, speaking, reading, writing, listening and speaking. So dear student, not only that, but at the same time in your final examination and in the curriculum of class 9, even you have studied in class 8, some grammatical items are also you should study. And what are those grammatical items that you should study, and from such grammatical item what thing you should, or how many marks question will be asked, that now I am talking. So altogether 11 marks grammatical question will be there, and from such grammatical type of question two type of question will be there. One will be a reproduction type of question, and another will be fill in the gaps. So grammatical reproduction type of question cover 6 marks, whereas fill in the gap question covers even 5 marks. And the topic that you should read in class 9 grammatical items, those are article, preposition, question tag, concord, transformation, tense, reported speech, voice, connective, conditional, causative verbs are the grammatical item that you should study. So I hope even in class 8 you have studied about all these items, and whenever talking about its marks, then even listen carefully, dear student. From grammatical item, basically from article, in your final examination 1 mark question will be asked. In the same way, from preposition 1 mark question will be there, from question tag 2 mark question will be there, and from concord 1 mark question will be there. I think you know what concord is. Dear student, in the same way, from transformation 2 mark question will be there, and from tense 2 mark question will be there, and from a reported speech or from narration 1 mark question will be there, from voice 2 mark question, from connectives 1 mark question, from conditional 1 mark question, and from causative verb 1 mark question will be there. In this way, altogether from grammatical items 11 mark question will be there, and from grammatical items type first or from reproduction 6 mark question will be there, and from fill in the gaps 10 question will be there, and each question carry 0.5 marks. So overall grammatical items covers 11 marks question, dear student. And so this is about the course, this is about the syllabus of compulsory English, as just we have talked here. So my dear student, even I hope that you have a book, or your school might have provided you all books, and English book you might have. So let's little bit talk about the book, the compulsory English book that you have, in which altogether 15 units are there, and all those 15 units are of different grammatical item, and different reading items are given there. And from the next day we will talk about the book, we will study the book, what are the topics, what are the unit, and even from the next day we will talk about we will study a grammatical item and even book. So even thank you, dear student. Even time is over. That's why let's stop here.